just 2 more rounds.
Yeah.
We got the top 4 going on now.
It's been a wild ride.
Yeah, it has been. Top 8 got crazy. Top 4 got crazy. Do I have the bracket here? Where is it? Oh, we did not fill out the bracket, but I think I knew how all the decks work. So John Barber playing Storm lost to Rob Hunsaker playing Burn.
That's right.
John, I believe he tendrils himself down to 1, and Rob said, "All right, chain lightning you."
You and I acknowledged him down to 1, and he got chain lightning.
Yeah. And Charles Wong lost to Alien. Charles Wong playing Elves versus Alien playing
That's
Miracles.
right.
And then Brent, we saw loose on camera to Solomon. And then Peter Cattell playing 4-color Loam beat James Johnson on Rug.
Oh, wow.
And for the match we got now, which we're going to head down to now, we've got Solomon on that Grixis Pyromancer deck we just saw versus Peter Cattell playing that Aggro Loam, 4-color Loam deck, whichever one you want to consider.
Very nice. Right, yeah. Chalice of the Void, some Dark Confidants, Neither Reliquary. It's going to be kind of an uphill battle for the Grixis Pyromancer deck.
It's definitely a good matchup for 4C Loam. They're trying to abuse these cantrip-heavy, 1-mana spell-heavy decks with cards like 4 Chalice of the Void main deck.
Yeah, Chalice of the Void, obviously a card that can come down on turn 1. Mox Diamond, a card that allows you to accelerate really quickly. And the funny thing about it is with Mox Diamond, with land Mox Diamond, when you pitch the land, you just play Life from the Loam and you get all your advantage back.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
Cards
It's like
come
a
back
free
real quick.
Black Lotus.
Yeah. Free Mox.
Yeah, free Mox. There we go. Why did I say Black Lotus?
And then you have you have a really quick Night of the Reliquary. The graveyards get heavy really quick, and we'll see what happens right now. I guess we're going down to the match, and Solomon has access to a lot of cards that gives him an advantage off the play, but I think Peter Cattell coming from the higher seed is going to be on the play here.
Yep, that is correct. Peter Cattell is in 3rd, Solomon was in 7. He's fighting that uphill battle all the way to the top.
Right.
However, the 8th place player is still in contention. Rob Hunsaker snuck in 8th place with his Burn deck. We saw that final round on camera that put him or Jesse Hampton into the finals.
Yeah. And
Quick note in the other match, Alien forgot to de-sideboard and got a game lost.
Oh, wow.
Miracles player starting down a game. That hurts.
In top 8, nonetheless. Right.
Drew a sideboard card, was like, that's not supposed to happen. That hurts.
That's tough. And I wonder who's he playing against in the other match.
Alien is currently playing against Rob, who's on Burn.
Wow.
That's going to be a fast match.
Certainly. It's going to be fast and furious, and Rob only has to steal 1 game in order to win it and take it away.
Yeah,
so.
Rob's just trying to make America great again.
Yeah, but the funny thing, though, is he's going to have less chances at his sideboard. He's only going to have one sideboard game.
Well, Rob's got 2. That's the way you got to look at it.
Do they automatically sideboard after the
No,
first
so
game?
you don't get to sideboard, but the thing is Rob is up a game. So if Alien wins the next game, then Rob gets access to a sideboard.
Right.
So yes, I guess you're right. He gets access to 1 sideboard game, but he also basically gets to win the sideboard. The 3rd sideboard game is the way I look at it.
Right. No, that's a good point. Right. And then obviously you always got to play Magic in order to get through the first game too. So I mean, there's a chance that Alien draws bad and Rob just kills him before we get to the sideboard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, come on, 4 exquisite Firecraft, pretty good.
Yeah, Burn's probably slightly the dog in that matchup, but not by much. Only by maybe 10, 15%.
Maybe off the initial crack. I think the 4 exquisite Firecraft gives him a little bit of the edge.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
That's really where it comes back.
Right.
So Peter doing some big shuffles. Really like those sleeves. I really like
the gold
sleeves.
Yeah. Yeah, really nice.
Everyone uses the black ones, everyone uses the blue ones, and then people they stick to their other colors. I like that. People use gold sleeves, purple sleeves.
I think a lot of people like the KMCs. I gotta believe those are those Dragon Shields, you think?
I believe those are Dragon Shields. They're just the regular Dragon Shields though.
Right.
Dragon Shields just came out with some matte sleeves.
Yeah.
Oh, I love them. Those
really
are my
nice.
favorite sleeves, yeah. I started using them, I was like, they came out with matte, so I'm gonna try these. I haven't gone back to another sleeve
Right.
since.
I've been on these KMC matte sleeves for quite a while, just like the standard matte, not the hyper matte. And I just have my entire collection sleeved up in them.
Yeah,
I can
you
just
may as well just
mix
keep
and
it that
match,
way,
pull cards in and out.
It costs a lot more to swap it after I started, so I figured I'm just going to start with the good sleeves.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
You're
those
just going to
Dragon
start it out
Shields.
with a Windswept Teeth, ship the turn back to Solomon. Solomon's going to fire off a Gixberg. Solomon's really happy that there was not a Chalice of the Void to start the turn out.
Right,
There's even a
certainly.
Chalice in Peter's hand. Wow, so this hand's pretty good from Peter.
Wow, and there's also, is that a Kasali Pride Mage?
Kasali Pride Mage, Life from the Loam, Abrupt Decay's got a fetch land.
Right,
so
wow.
he's just going to fetch, drop that Chalice of the Void, pass the turn.
Yeah. One of the things that's interesting is Peter declined to crack his fetch land initially, and I gotta believe that if Solomon has access to Stifle, he's gonna see a nice juicy Stifle target right there. Yeah.
Very attractive Stifle target.
Certainly. So.
If he can keep Peter from casting Life from the Loam, he can keep Peter from hitting land drops, is the way I'd look at it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Stifle's going to also, cut down on the amount of mana he's going to have for next turn. It's going to hurt him on casting cards like Chalice of the Void.
Absolutely.
So it might be just a battle, one of those classic Delver-style battles. Even though Solomon's not playing Delver, it might be one of those classic battles where he has Wasteland and Stifle, and he's able to stay on top of it. That being said, it looks like...
lock his opponent in the tempo disadvantage cycle. I don't like Peter waiting until the end step to crack that fetch. Seems a little strange.
Certainly...
I would wait one more draw step. Like, you want to hit lands, I think, right now, so you want to maximize your chances of drawing a land.
Certainly. Peter going into his deck, going to go ahead and find a land. It probably is going to be a basic, I got to believe.
Absolutely. So he fetches up a Bayou here, actually. I don't think he's too afraid of Wasteland.
Yeah, that being said, he does have, if Wasteland does get cracked by Solomon Burgess, he does have Life in the Loam to come back and get back all the cards he loses.
Absolutely. He's got another land in hand right now, so he's going to be able to at least cast Chalice of the Void. He does have 2 Knight of the Reliquaries in hand now.
Yeah. Chalice of the Void is certainly very threatening here. I got to believe that Solomon Burgess is going to try to find a counter magic spell with that brainstorm.
Absolutely. Hopefully a Daze. I think Daze is the card you want right now. You don't want to get too far behind in card advantage, but you also don't want to get too far behind in lands.
Yeah, you need to have lands, a lot of lands in play. That being said, I mean, Solomon's got a lot of ones in his hand. Jeez, he's got like 2 Lightning Bolts and a Brainstorm and a Wasteland. I mean, he didn't have a good opportunity to fire the Wasteland off. Peter opting to play around Wasteland and not Stifle. And
Solomon's going to respond. He's going to fetch and Brainstorm here.
Right, and he's trying to get lucky here.
Getting that Volcanic. Oh, getting an Underground Sea, it looks like.
Yeah, Underground Sea probably to cast his Grimag Angler that he has in hand.
Yeah. Or possibly a Cool Therapy.
Grimag Angler is certainly a good card in this matchup, right? It can kind of go over the top as long as his opponent doesn't have, Knight of the Reliquary, which he has in his hand right now.
He's got double Knight.
Yeah.
2 Knight.
But it's a card that can get around cards like Abrupt Decay.
2 and 3. Finds a Daze.
Finds the Daze. Big hits.
Card number 3. Big deal there.
Big hits. Thank you so much. Fantastic battling right now. I mean, Solomon is down. Certainly, he's down 2 turns, and he has the Wasteland here. I wonder if he...
Peter's going to draw a Dark Confidant.
Oh, and he misses the land.
He misses the land.
He misses the land off the top. Wow, a savage play.
Here's a 5/5.
Really savage turn of events for Solomon. He was kind of on the back foot. He knew his opponent had the Chalice of the Void. He was able to Daze, went down to 0 lands in play, 0 permanents in play, and then just has the Grimag Angler on the backswing.
Peter
right?
draws another 2-mana spell.
Oh my gosh.
Can't cast that one either.
Absolutely, all sorts of pain right
I don't even
here.
think it was a mistake for Peter to try and resolve the...
Solomon attack.
Yeah.
Gonna attack.
Yeah, we'll start with that.
Sure thing.
Jam Young Pyromancer.
YPC, right. Make a
Dick's
token,
Road, yeah.
draw a card, and hey man, if he finds that Daze, he can certainly tempo out. If he finds a Daze, Daze is going to be so good at
Daze
stopping
in the
Life in the Loam. No, stop. Just stifle the waste or Daze the Life in the Loam. Daze whatever he plays. I don't care what it is. Just Daze whatever he plays.
Well, if he plays a creature, just bolt it, I think.
Yeah. I mean, but it's going to be Daze the Life in the Loam. Because Peter's going to try to recover with the Life in the Loam, get the lines back in the hand, and try to just slam Knights, back to back
Absolutely.
to back.
There's a Grove of the Burn Willows. That's a mana source.
Certainly.
And so Peter has to decide which threat he wants to deploy here. Looks like he's playing something off his green mana. Looks like maybe a Kasali Pride Mage?
I think it's Life in the Loam.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
right, that's a scrub land. Get back these 3 lands. That's an ancestral
Sure, I
recall.
think he's a little slow though. It's not going to really matter.
I think you're right.
13, and he's facing on a clock of 8 damage.
Solomon has double bolt in his hand.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot.
He doesn't
I
have
think he's-
double red
is he
source though.
DOB? I think he's a fetch now.
I don't think so.
Maybe. Yeah, he is. I mean,
he does.
he is a fetch. He's dead on board if he passes.
This is lethal for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're about to head to
Yeah,
sideboard.
Knight of the Reliquaries. Okay, he's had enough.
He knows the game's over.
Yeah.
He just went
That
a
was
few too many turns.
That was a huge turn of events. You saw Peter miss 1 land drop, and then just the clock was real. The 5/5 was real.
So yeah, we're heading into game 2 here. Solomon won that game, so Peter's going to be on the play for game 2. And I'm just looking at Peter's sideboard right now. And he's got some good cards. He's got a Chalice, he's got some Leyline of the Boys,
Morax Chalice of the Void. Gotta like it.
he's got a Thalia, he's got a Jite, he's got Garuk Relentless, he could bring that one in.
He is Garuk Relentless.
I love that card.
I've seen that card appear in many vintage cubes.
Yeah.
I've passed it in almost every single cube
Okay.
I've ever played.
Okay, alright.
Talk about cards that are boring.
Yeah.
Planeswalkers that are boring. Talk about
certainly
Garuk
on the list.
Talk about Garuk Relentless. I'm more of a Black Lotus, Yak Muscle kind of guy.
How about Koth of the Hammer? You like that one?
Koth the Hammer? Koth the Hammer's a sweet one.
That's spicy.
Sometimes he makes some red. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you play him for the ritual, of course.
Sometimes
Of
you
course.
make some red.
I play him as a 4/4. This guy's a 4/4 with haste. Get you.
Yeah, not bad. He's certainly not bad. Really good in the long game. Good versus control. Excellent versus control. That emblem. Ooh, let's talk about some damage, baby.
Yeah, ping ya.
Yeah.
What's the name of the card that does that flame fusillade? Is that right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was talking about that yesterday. Flame Fusillade and Time Vault is actually infinite damage.
Really?
Yeah, so you play Flame Fusillade, which makes all your cards tap to deal damage.
Yeah.
You give your opponent another turn.
Oh, is that how
and
it
they tap
works?
to deal damage.
I
You
thought
give
the
your
time
opponent
vault,
another-
you couldn't just skip your next turn, untap time vault. I thought if you would take a turn, you can skip that turn instead if you do untap time vault. That's what I thought the wording was of it. It's changed a lot.
Okay,
many times.
maybe
I
it
think
has.
that's how it works.
Maybe it was errated, so you couldn't really like solidly abuse it. But that was actually a legacy deck. It was not very
Before
popular
Time Vault
at
got
all.
banned
I
in
mean,
Legacy.
but to be honest, like 4X Time Vault's kind of expensive to own, especially if you're just playing in a legacy format that nobody cares about.
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Solomon's board now, and he's got, I've already brought this up before, he's got 13 one-ofs and 2 2-ofs. He likes his singletons. I love singletons, especially in decks with a bunch of cantrips. You can find the cards you need, ignore the ones you want. So
That's
playing
right.
one-ofs is actually pretty helpful.
One of the things that's great about having a lot of one-ofs is it sort of gives you a whole bunch of different angles and ways to attack different decks.
Absolutely.
Like, if we have Pithing Needle and we have Null Rod, both of those cards are very good against beating, like, Miracles.
Absolutely.
Right? But Pithing Needle is also really good at beating cards like Griselbrand.
Yeah.
And Sneak
Sneak
Attack.
Attack.
Right, exactly.
And Null Rod's really good against like the Death and Taxes decks.
Exactly. Death and Taxes or Affinity or, like, a lot of these, artifact-style decks.
Even, yeah.
And so, like, Tesserator. But it's really interesting because now you see, like, it's one thing to have cards that you want specifically against certain matchups, but if you diversify, right, then you can go ahead and hit a couple different decks on the way down.
Yeah, you can go a couple different ways.
Right, and and so Solomon certainly understands that when you build a sideboard, there's a couple different ways to attack different decks.
Absolutely. And also cards like Pithing Needle, really, really good against goblins.
Right. Peter's
Null
giving
Rod,
it.
not as good.
Peter's really giving it the shuffle. I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
like the
sure.
shuffle.
Yeah.
I like it. It looks cool.
He's shuffling a lot.
Pile shuffle, and then he kind of just bridges the piles together, and then he
Yeah.
ends up with more piles that he bridges together, and then finally you got a deck that it feels very randomized. I always kind of like walk through what the shuffles look like mentally.
Yeah.
And things like this is very cool.
It's almost like he's breeding his Pokemon, and he's breeding them together to make the perfect Pokemon.
Yeah, he's IV grinding. That's exactly what he's doing.
That,
Yeah, dude. I don't know how to do it, but I know what it is.
oh my.
I've seen some speedruns of Pokemon.
Same thing. I mean, that being said, it shows like the optimization that can occur in different games, and the
absolutely.
optimization that occurs in Peter shuffling.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all
All
about
right.
min-maxing.
That's right. Peter was on the play last time, and he's going to be on the play this time. Ooh, is that 8? No, it's 7.
It's 7, almost
Perfect.
8. 7 is not 8. 1 is not 0.
Right. And, oh man, Lions, or Mox Diamond. Oh, he's going to go ahead and shuffle it up. Looks like he didn't hit the land. Oh, he even checked the 8th card. He checked the card on top.
Just in case.
Yeah.
You always gotta look.
The interesting thing about it, though, is, if you have land Mox Diamond, and that's the only 2 cards that produce mana that are in your hand, Mox Diamond, it's just going to turn into the other land that it could have been, right? Like when you draw a land.
Even though in those situations against Wasteland decks, I still like playing the Mox Diamond and discarding the land and just sitting there with no land in play. Because if you get Wastelanded, you're like, oh.
That is true. That being
Or
said,
you can just leave it in your hand and
you
not
can
play it.
you can go land, and then you can actually draw your other land for your Mox Diamond, go Mox Diamond, and then play Life from the Loam, right? And then you get your land back and play it for turn.
Absolutely.
There we go. So there's some lands where it could happen.
You right.
Angels in the outfield style.
Oh, that's a reference. I
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Bringing it back.
Going down to 6.
So this
Peter?
6, 0 lands. Peter's going
No
down to
lands
5, down a
again?
game.
Oh,
That
man.
hurts.
No.
Peter's not happy about this one.
Yeah, that's looking a little tough.
I thought he was about to flip us the bird. I'm glad I was incorrect.
Yeah, he was not happy about that.
Going down to 5 in this matchup's not where you want to be, especially when you're down a game. It's just
It's got to be really tough. I mean, like, that being said, he does have some really powerful turn 1 plays. I mean, turn 1 Chalice of the Void, certainly a possible play that would shut off Solomon off a lot of things, a lot of options. That being said, Solomon knows that play's available, and maybe he can play around. He's got a Force Will in hand, too, so Solomon at the ready, certainly.
He's got a Nihil Spellbomb as well. Great card in this matchup.
Oh, yeah, fantastic card. I mean, like, I guess if you could get into a position where your Life from the Loam is going to be like Ancestral Recall. So, green cards certainly can be very strong.
So this far-
That's a Wasteland.
Wasteland. He's going to scry the Punishing Fire to the bottom. He's keeping here. Wasteland go. That's not really how you want to start these matches.
And Solomon's got a Cabal, or
Death Ray. That's a good one.
that's a great one. Versus Life from the Loam, that's an insane one. Wow.
So let's see. Peter really needs to find land.
It's kind of a tough life
He
right
hits
now.
a Mazavith.
Pretty good.
I spoke too soon. He's going to hit a land all right. Hit a land that does not produce mana.
That was a slight needle.
Oh, the dagger's on the mulligan to 5.
Pretty hard to attack into this.
Mazavith,
though.
I mean,
Yeah.
Death Ray doesn't do a whole lot of attacking. So.
Wow.
Is that a double Life from the Loam as well? No, it's Life from the Loam green signs. I think.
Toxic Deluge?
What's the card on the far right? Oh, it's a Loam. Yeah, double Loam. That
Double
hurts.
Loam, Toxic Deluge. Wow. Solomon certainly in the driver's seat. Sees the sees the Toxic Deluge and might attempt to sidestep it, but he's also probably going to go ahead and just jam through. I mean, Young Primates are so good at beating Mazavith.
Yeah, Peter does only have one mana producing source in play right now. I might have actually held on to that Mazavith just in case he drew a Mox Diamond. He'd be able to Mox Diamond, discard Mazavith.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's so tough.
It's
If your opponent plays Mox Diamond, do you force will that?
I would. I certainly would. No question. I've spell pierced Mox Diamonds before.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever forced it. I have had it come up, and I decided not to.
I think it would be really important. Wow. Oh.
Ball Therapy, gonna take that Green Sun Zenith.
Is he attacking? He didn't maze him! Oh!
Oh,
no.
ouch.
The tilt is real.
Draws another Mazavith? Is that what happened? No, he drew Liliana of the Veil.
Yeah, that card's gonna resolve. Maybe next game.
Yeah, maybe next game. If there is a next game.
That's so tough.
So if Solomon forgot to deboard, then maybe we'd be going into game 3, but I feel like Solomon's solidly in the driver's seat of this game.
Yeah, Nihil Spellbomb, pretty good.
His hand is all gas all the time. It's a fetch land, that's pretty good.
Okay.
What if Solomon had Stifle, though? Oh, that'd be very sad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Solomon probably went ahead and boarded out the Stifles here, though. I mean, there's not a lot of
I'd keep it
good...
on the play. I do not want that card on the draw.
Yeah.
Though.
That and Days are going to be a little clunky for sure.
They just don't scale well in this deck because Forcey Loam is a deck that's able to hit land drops forever.
Certainly.
Assuming they hit the early land drops.
So Peter's showing like maybe a slight heartbeat. Possibly.
Well, he's now able to cast some of the spells and interact with Solomon's hand. I mean, that's not necessarily the same thing as having a chance, but I guess is where we can start.
The same thing as having
So, Peter's going to fire off a Life from the Loam, try and get that land. Solomon's going to eat the land in response.
Yeah, and I think this Spellbomb is just really going to... It's just going to deal so much damage, and I mean, it's going to remove 2 life from the Loams, right? I mean, I guess you only really need 1 to get going, but...
Yeah, well, there's a Life from the Loam and a Green Sun Zenith right now. Knight of the Reliquary is the draw. Can't quite cast that one.
Jeez, and the Life from the Loam is not even that good, because, like...
Yeah, I think you just cast Life from the Loam. There are 0 targets. That way... Oh, I guess actually Solomon would be able to...
He has to dredge it.
Yeah. I think he should have dredged
wow.
it. So he's gonna V-click himself.
If he V-clicked his opponent, he could have taken Life from the Loam, and then Nihil Spellbomb was on Life from the Loam.
Oh man, that would hurt. We got a Mazavith on the Vendilion.
Ooh, heads up play by Peter. Yeah, he got one. He was excited about that.
I think he actually intentionally missed the one on Deathrite Shaman, so the Deathrite wouldn't untap and be able to eat a land.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. That's probably true.
Cabal Therapy going to get fired off here. I imagine he's going to name Toxic Deluge, going to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Sees Knight of the Reliquary and Liliana.
Liliana can't be too good right now. It just beats, it kills a Deathrite Shaman, and that's about it.
Yeah.
There's a backup Deathrite Shaman in play. Yeah. Peter really wanted the wipe. Yeah, the Toxic Deluge would have gotten Peter back in the game.
Yeah, if that Mazavith was an actual land here, it would be huge. Oh, Punishing Fire is a draw, but you know what? He's got no red mana. Ouch.
I mean, when you're playing a 4-color deck, it's gonna have some complexities, right?
Absolutely.
And especially when you're not playing blue, to play Brainstorm, to play Ponder, to play Preordain.
When you're playing a Chalice deck, you got to be prepared for the inconsistencies because your hands, they can have a lot of synergy together. Sometimes you have to land Mox Diamond Chalice on one, Liliana, or...
Solomon just tried to attack mid Vendilion click, and literally just Peter's just...
It's a sound effect Mazavith makes. Caracas is the draw. That's a white source.
Okay.
He's able to cast Knight of the Reliquary now. It's a good start, but I don't know how long it's going to last.
It's a start. And he's got Abrupt Decay, man. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's going to get Force
of Will. Okay.
Makes sense. He knows that Peter can't really cast any other cards in his hand, so he may as well use the Force Will now.
And start eating away at those Life Malones. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Jackie.
And Lightning Bolt, I mean, he's gonna maze check, always gonna maze check.
Always maze check.
It's like slightly tilting, to be honest. Like when you make a maze check, just come on, man. Come on, man.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but you're still gonna do it.
Forget.
Yeah, you're still gonna do it.
What I like doing is attacking with multiple creatures and seeing which one they maze, or like, what's the right answer?
Yeah.
Is that a Gaia's Cradle? I believe that's a Gaia's Cradle.
You know, that's gonna produce exactly 0 mana here.
Yeah, that's a little awkward. Peter's drawn 2 lands that produce no mana.
You know, for a lot of the amount of elves that we've seen today, I've actually seen elves decks draw. Their only lands that they have are Gaia's Cradles.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Gonna be different. Wow, Caracas really keeping Vendilion Click at bay here.
Yeah, I mean, Solomon's going to be able to slowly make his hand better every time that happens.
Making America better.
No, Rob's making America great again.
Oh yeah.
It's only Rob.
With the burn.
Bob Hunsaker.
With
yeah.
the burn, he's gonna make him feel the burn.
Yeah, feel the burn.
Oh yeah. I like it how that kind of worked out.
Because where I was going.
Rob loves. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you did there. I didn't. It took me a little while.
Why do you think I've been jamming "Make America Great Again"?
Because that's what Donald Trump says.
Well, yeah, but how would I get from
Donald Trump
to Bob
to
Hunsaker?
yeah, and then Bernie Sanders. He's a big Bernie Sanders supporter. So.
Oh yeah.
I suppose.
He's got a picture of Facebook of him in like a super redneck hat that says "Make America Great Again." He's like got a Cuban. It looks real funny.
That's really funny.
I think it's his Facebook profile picture right now, and the caption is just "Make America Great Again."
I
that's
love-
a guy's cradle. I thought
yeah.
it might have been a
I
thicket
love
because
how-
I didn't think that the stack leg guy's cradle. I was incorrect.
I love how Gaia's Cradle is legitimately right next to Mazavith in
Yeah.
terms of its functionality right now.
Yeah.
It's like-
Mazavith actually is gaining him a lot of life. We're gonna eat some stuff.
yeah, eat your land.
All right.
All right.
Guess I'll put this in my graveyard. Oh, I guess I'll blow it up. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay.
Eat a land and then bomb ya. Well, he does have. I mean, he does have some punishing fires.
Yeah. Soon he'll be able to cast them. He probably will never be able to get them back. Well, the thing is, you want to be able to cast it and buy it back in the same turn. Otherwise, you'll just die.
Yeah, I think he has to kind of fire them all. I mean, he kind of has to fire them all.
You can 1 for 1 one of those Deathrite Shamans and then get it eaten, which is not necessarily what you want to do, you know?
Dude, he has not a lot of options.
That's true. I agree with that statement.
Grimag is smacking him around. I mean, he really. The worst part about it, though.
Wasteland's to draw for Solomon.
Oh, that's so
This Gurmag
brutal.
angler is getting through now.
Yeah.
Not getting lost in the maze that it was getting lost previously in.
Yeah.
It's going to go to the graveyard, not the exile zone. There you go, Peter. Good choice. Put in that
Ooh,
graveyard.
he's gonna give karate. Karate for 5. I like giving karate here,
Yeah.
especially when it comes in
White
5s.
guy fight is that?
A little bit of Jackie Chan adventure, Jackie Chan reference. Classic show. Watch that all the time after school. Yeah,
day, baby.
It was great. You know what? Peter wishes he had access to Urborg, Tomb of Yatman.
Oh, absolutely.
That would turn on
I love that
so
card.
many of his
Does he play Urborg?
I don't know, but if he does, if he did, it'll be great.
He does not. I feel like he should. I feel like he should be playing Riftstone Portal. I love that card.
Ripstone Portal.
I'm a fan.
But if you get your land eaten by Deathrite Shaman,
It gets a lot worse, yeah, but then, I mean, it's just a land, right?
you're right. When you're right, you're right. When you're right, you're right.
That makes it not work, but also Urborg doesn't work from the graveyard, so
That's a good phrase. That's a great point.
that would be fetch lands or wastelands. That'd be cool if you could just waste someone from your graveyard, you just waste you.
Yeah, yeah. Just tap it in the bin and untap it, tap it.
I think that's how Magic works.
This is just a little tough right now. I mean, we see some out of combat removal, or out of combat damage as well.
We just saw basically 2 non-games.
Yeah, here's a forest. Gotta like the forest.
Yeah, it's a little late.
All right. Better than Gaia's Cradle right now.
That's true. We got another
Failure guy.
punishing fire though. Was that the same punishing fire?
Yeah. All right.
Spears
Extends the
is
hand.
gonna go ahead and scoop that one up.
Yeah. That was a little tough.
Yeah, that
Unfortunately.
hurt. Sometimes that happens though. When you're playing these decks that require you to have Mox Diamond, 2 lands, Chalice of the Void to really do what you're trying to do, sometimes you get the hands that are the downside of that. The hands that have no cantripping, no filtering, ends up
Yeah.
with just a bunch of Dirtlers or a bunch of cards in the same category, and you can't really do anything with those
Yeah,
hands.
a couple bricks, and also it was kind of tough because you didn't really just see his engine get online, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it looked like Deathrite Shaman was certainly disrupting it a little
Yeah,
bit as
Death
well
Knight's
too.
very good versus those
Yeah,
decks.
so very powerful interactions from both sides, but in the end we saw the Pyromancer deck take it away.
Absolutely. So we're heading into the finals is the next round.
Yeah.
This was the second to last, so Solomon is in the finals. I'm not sure who's on the other side in the Rob versus Allion matchup. I know Rob was up a game due to
Match mistake. Yeah.
failure to de-sideboard from Allion. And then, so we'll have to see if that is something that Rob was able to take to an advantage or if they're currently in game 3.
Yeah.
So stay tuned, guys. We will be back with the finals here live at twitch.tv/cardkingdom. Stay tuned.